This is the VOA News via remote. I'm Tommy McNeil. On the day thousands marched across the United States to mark Juneteenth, the end of slavery, and protest against police brutality and racism, U.S. President Trump threatened unspecified action against any protesters at his Saturday rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In a tweet, Mr. Trump said that any protesters, anarchists, agitators, looters, or lowlifes who are going to Oklahoma, please understand you will not be treated like you have been in New York, Seattle, or Minneapolis. It will be a much different scene. The ominous tweet sparked public backlash, prompting a Trump campaign spokesman to clarify that the president was referring to agitators, not peaceful protesters. Also drawing heavy criticism, which compelled Trump to reschedule, was Mr. Trump's original plan to hold the Tulsa rally on the Juneteenth holiday in a city known for one of the worst incidents of racial violence in U.S. history. The 1921 Tulsa massacre resulted in the deaths of about 300 people in the historically black district of Greenwood, where white rioters destroyed 23 churches, more than 2,000 black-owned businesses and homes, and 36 square blocks of the neighborhood, according to the Greenwood Cultural Center. Protesters in North Carolina's capital pulled down parts of a Confederate monument and hanged one of the toppled statues from a light post. Demonstrators used a strap to pull down two statues that were part of a larger obelisk near the state capitol in downtown Raleigh. They then used a rope to hang one of the statues by its neck from a light post. Earlier in the day, hundreds of demonstrators marched through downtown Raleigh and Durham to protest against police brutality and celebrate Juneteenth. Numerous Confederate statues have been vandalized or torn down across the South following the death of George Floyd. More at voanews.com. This is VOA News. There are now more than 459,000 deaths worldwide related to COVID-19. In the United States, it's more than 119,000. The number of infections globally is more than 8.6 million, more than 2.6 million in the U.S. Brazil has less than half the number of deaths and infections as the United States, putting it second in the world in both categories. The World Health Organization continues to warn that the coronavirus pandemic is accelerating at a dangerous pace. It said that the 150,000 new cases recorded Thursday was the highest in a single day, and nearly half of those were in the Americas. In a virtual briefing from Geneva, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, he said the virus is still spreading fast, is still deadly, and most people are still susceptible. In the U.S., the state of Florida saw the most single-day coronavirus cases Thursday, according to the Tampa Bay Times, breaking a record in cases set just the day before. The city of Phoenix is moving forward with a measure requiring the use of face masks to ward off the spread of the coronavirus, as Arizona hit an all-time high for new daily cases. In an emergency meeting, the mayor and city council voted to make mask or face coverings mandatory. Arizona's count of confirmed COVID-19 cases surged again Friday, setting the third record in 4 days for daily high numbers of new cases. Arizona became a national coronavirus hotspot after the governor, Doug Ducey, lifted stay-at-home orders last month. The U.S. attorney who oversaw key prosecutions of allies of President Trump and an investigation into Mr. Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, is now resigning. Jeffrey Berman is stepping down as the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Attorney General William Barr said Friday that Mr. Trump intends to nominate Jay Clayton, the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, to the post. It's unclear why Berman is leaving that position. 2 Canadians detained by Chinese authorities have been charged with espionage by prosecutors. Former diplomat Michael Kovrig and businessman Michael Spavor were arrested in late 2018 on state security charges that strained diplomatic relations between the two countries. They were first arrested shortly after Canadian authorities arrested Huawei chief financial officer Ming Wanzhou in Vancouver on a U.S. warrant. China's calls for her release have been unanswered and subsequently has warned Canada of consequences for aiding the United States in Ming's case. More at voanews.com. Via remote, I'm Tommy McNeil, VOA News.